welcome back to Under the Table, episode 24. How is everybody this time of day in which you are listening and or playing?
Everybody, clap your hands.
Clap, 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 clap.
Fucking amazing. Excuse my
amazing?
French. Yes, it's been a good day. Been a wonderful day.
Oh,
What's so good about it?
I was alive, healthy, surrounded by people that I love, doing things that are tolerable for work, drinking a beer, and now I'm virtually hanging out with my good friends. What's not to love? What's not to love, really?
Well, you think you're better than everybody?
No. I constantly think I'm worse.
Just to balance it out.
Tell me your troubles.
Yeah, what was so shitty about it?
Oh, just being pulled in different directions and staying like an hour after work and just, I was fried by the end of it. Really.
Literally drawn and quartered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, drawn and quartered, absolutely.
Thank you for being here today.
We practice feudalism and, barbaric, customs, from medieval times. Would it be medieval times that they drawn a quarter?
I call it bad times for sure.
Bad times for sure, yeah.
Bad times.
I'm sure there's been instances of drawn and or quartering outside of
they were
those
probably
medieval
doing
times.
it in the Renaissance as well.
Exactly.
It definitely happened in the medieval
dark
era.
Just a little
Ages.
more splendidly in the Renaissance.
Yeah, and then they got more like humane with the guillotine.
Oh,
You know,
I mean, yeah,
Or the-
as long as they kept it sharp.
Or the tall knife, as
Yeah.
our hideous laughter friends would call it.
Oh, the tall knife.
the tall knife. I love it.
I think a lot of people had to get like a couple
Oh
rounds
my
before their head
God.
came
That's
off.
If you weren't on
Not
top of
okay.
sharpening up that guillotine, might be a
Roll.
few chops.
Is it
Well,
true
the
that
intention is that it's heavy enough that even if it's not perfectly sharp, it's going to go through.
Yeah.
Surely we got some like medieval
The height and the weight's kind of the point,
as far as like surely there's somebody that's listening that knows more than we do about fucking guillotines. Hopefully.
Welcome to
I
execution
would love to
banter.
know. I would love to know. I would love to know. Actually, I'm very curious.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm sure there were cases where that happened, but I mean, I think the intention of the design was that it would just get it done in one chop. Because if they wanted to just make people suffer excruciatingly, like they had plenty of methods to do that in the medieval era
Oh, yeah.
and or
Yeah.
Renaissance.
No, I do fully believe that the intent of the design was to be a clean execution. However, you think about the people that are actually in place doing the executions.
Right. The
I
human
just think
element of
about
it.
like the city workers in New Orleans. If they're in charge of executions, regardless of the intent,
Blade is
then
not
it
going to
would
get
go-
sharpened.
Yeah, that blade hasn't been sharpened in a couple
But it
decades.
was also a more specific job than that. Like
They
you would
lost
just
the
have an
whetstone already.
executioner whose like
Yeah.
whole deal is being in charge of that,
Yeah.
They didn't have the serfs in the field tending to the sharpness of the guillotine.
That's the problem.
That would be crazy. Like, you have to sharpen your own
Oh my
guillotine.
God.
Like, look, man, if you want
Yeah,
this to be
that's-
quick, it's up to you to sharpen this.
Yeah, that's particularly cruel.
And this has been
That-
execution banter.
I know for a fact that hasn't been in one of the Game of Thrones books, but it feels like it.
It does.
was,
It's got
It's
a,
like
Yeah.
it should have been, right? Like,
got a
Right.
real Lannister vibe going on that.
it's not too late, George R.R. Martin. I know you're listening to this.
You
and
can
stuff,
still
right?
squeeze that into one of the last two books.
I know you're listening.
I would be
You're listening
flattered
instead of
if
writing the
George
last
was
two
listening
books.
to our
Yeah.
shit.
Easily.
Trying to get ideas. We're here. We're here to help you
Like,
out.
I got bad news, George. We steal ideas from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joke's on you.
Oh, man.
To answer your question that we started with before the execution, I'm doing better actually. Ironically, now after the execution talk, that was funny. But I'm like I'm in a weird limbo, I guess. Of like it was like a stressful day. I was like Dustin thriving over here. It's like I was alive. I was moderately stressed. I was around 650 students that I do love. They're awesome, but they're stressful.
All of them?
I'm
Every single one.
I mean, they're children, so
Yes,
at times,
Adam.
yes.
Can
Oh,
confirm.
you're asking, do I love all of them? No comment. But no, I'm also like getting all my shit together on this episode 24, the Jeff Gordon episode, because I'm
That's
going to
right.
Talladega tomorrow.
yeah.
Nice.
That's going to be
fun.
fun.
That'll be
Yeah,
great.
I'm gonna go get rained out and have to wait till Monday for the race.
Oh, no.
Yep, super.
That's less fun.
We're worried about the weather, but like if it does get pushed to Monday, I don't care. I'm staying in Talladega and watching that race.
Nice.
Oh, you're going to be in Talladega?
Yeah, me and my dad are going to the NASCAR races in Talladega.
That is awesome. That is really fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm really
Are you going to
excited.
listen to Red Shift Rally on the way?
Of course.
No,
All of it?
no, but I am unfortunately going to have to be on the road for our listen along. And I told him, I was like, I'm going to make you listen to this episode so I can be chatting on the Discord.
Oh, nice.
As it's
Nice.
going on.
So your dad's like first experience with
Out
the
of-
podcast
yes, out of
is going to be
context.
episode 171.
170 episodes
Cool.
in, yeah.
Cool.
He's going to be hooked. It's going to be
Which
great.
I mean,
Wouldn't
I
that be
did.
awesome?
It's a good episode because it's all acting. You know, there's no like rules or there's no like mechanics.
Oh,
so like it is very like radio drama y.
Well, I did explain it to him as well, and I was like, "Look, you're not going to know what the hell is going on, but you are going to get to see what I do in my passion job. You know, like
Totally.
what the podcast is, at least in terms of
Son,
the
I
function.
have no idea what the hell's going on, but I like that funny voice you do.
right." I mean, that may be the legitimate comment that I get.
I feel like that's where it's going to go. I did. So I brought you all here today
You didn't
play
bring
some
me nowhere.
to play some Pathfinder.
Came here on my own 2 feet, damn it.
And we're out of the low level suck, right? You guys leveled up at the end of last episode.
Thank
And
God.
so we're at level 3, which, you know,
Thank
I
you,
think
Rory.
generally speaking, most people feel
Right.
like is the first level where
Yeah.
you're actually playing the game.
Yeah.
And we'll get into your level ups and all that in the episode. But I wanted to ask what you guys felt about the low level suck here in Pathfinder 2E, and particularly its place in this adventure.
Still sucks.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's in the name.
It's in the name.
Yeah, I mean, like that's how I feel. Like I'm excited to be playing Pathfinder and I've been enjoying doing it, but we're just talking about like dealing with the mechanics of being incredibly limited as far as what you can do. And I mean, I can only speak for myself, but as a caster having such a limited number of spells and like only really 2 or 3 things I can do on my turn, it just like that, it being so limiting is what is the low level suck for me, for a caster.
How do you think it played out within the context of this adventure? Like, you know, some adventures do a better job with stories for low level suck than others. And where do you think this one landed?
I mean, I suppose it could have been longer and therefore shittier. But it also could have been a lot shorter and therefore less shitty. I don't know. I mean, like, I think the adventure is interesting, so it pulls you through it, you know, and you do have a variety of kind of oddball things happening throughout this, and stuff you don't expect, you know, which is, I think, a good strategy for that, like, level 1 and 2 areas. Like, hit the party with some shit that they won't see coming.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
I kind
totally
of like
agree.
it. Being kind of one of
Now,
my
if they'd stopped doing it with swarms, that,
I don't know. That's on us. Like we knew what it did after that first time. We
We
still
don't have
grouped
to
up.
rehash that. Yeah. So, Emily, what were you going to say?
I think my biggest thing is Pathfinder 2E is just a bit more deadly than I'm used to playing, and that's just something you have to keep in mind when you come into it. I think it did a pretty good job staying sort of within the bounds of Alkenstar and delivering some low-level adventure for us. It's kind of a tricky ask. So I think they did really well. Like, sending us to the bank first was very interesting. I thought that would be like maybe the end. I thought we'd do a heist maybe later on.
They said, let's rip this Band-Aid off
They
and
did.
make them realize how unprepared to actually be outlaws they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I've been enjoying it, and I'm trying to, much like he said, the limited, just the limitations that you're under at such a low level are very frustrating, especially when we are coming off of playing, very high level on other games. So it's kind of refreshing and it's kind of frustrating, but I think that's just low level play in general.
Right there.
To your point, I think the whiplash of we were playing the highest of level characters, where that is a uniquely other side of the coin kind of frustrating, where it's like, I have 15 sheets of shit I can do, and I never know the right time to do which one.
Right.
And you finally wind up using that thing you've held on to since level 3.
Yeah. Or just line up all your feats to where it's like, oh, I can use this one.
Yep.
This is the right time. And you'll a lot of the time you'll miss it and be like, damn it. 4 turns ago, this would have been the perfect thing to do. And when you do catch one where you're like, no, this is the time, that's a really gratifying thing to do.
Right.
And it's just the polar opposite where it's there's lots of stuff I'd like to do, but I just don't have it on my sheet.
Vastly different strategic approach to that kind of gameplay. So they both have their problems.
Let me ask you about the story thus far. How you guys feeling as characters in Alkenstar and characters in the story? Is the story? I can't imagine it's what you expected, but I don't know what you expected either. So, as we're going into this next chapter of this book 1, I guess where your head's at with the story. You guys know what's going on first, and 2, how are you feeling about where this adventure is taking you?
As far as the story goes, just to kind of harp on your previous question, since I didn't respond, but I have really liked how Outlaws has handled the first 2 levels. It's been very linear, but with very interesting story elements to kind of push you past that lack of a choice that you have. Yeah, because you don't have to worry about what's on your sheet. You don't have to be focused about, what am I going to do next, as much as how am I going to RP this situation? How are we going to get through this? And it's reactive. It makes you focus on the mechanics. The mechanics you do have access to, all the actions and things you have access to. And I also like how, to pivot back to the secondary question, regarding the story, we have a benefactor now. We aren't in it alone trying to get back at these insurmountable figures in Alkenstar. We have a base that we're operating from. So I'm interested to see how that kind of evolves and how we can finally get back at the Muglin and Loveless. May they burn in hell.
To Dustin's point, I think it's a little bit railroady in the beginning. It's certainly not a sandbox, right? You're kind of just going where the adventure takes you. But I don't say that disparagingly, right? I think that's in many ways a good way to handle that level 1 and 2 is just okay, well, let's just put them on rails. But it's you don't have the analysis paralysis, a paralysis of choice situation. It's not I wonder what we should do for lunch today. It's no, get on the fucking roller coaster, Grandma. Deal with it. And but because it gives you all the railroad that you're on is you keep running into exciting and interesting and unexpected things. So I think that's as good a way as any to handle it.
Yeah.
Agreed. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I was gonna say, John. Any thoughts to add? Don't break your mind. It's okay.
No.
Just want to give you some space if you had something to say.
No, I appreciate you asking, but a lot of what was in my mind was already been kind of said, by 3 other voices that we all kind of share, the same kind of mind in that respect.
John is also telepathic, and he
Yeah.
Been spitting
Sends his-
that.
Which is why he's muted all the time. You know, like
because he's just talking in my ear the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah. We hear him all these times where we're like, dude,
From
you're not
150
speaking into the
miles
mic.
away.
Is it lighten up?
Okay, let me ask you this question. What do you think is the key problem that you guys are trying to solve currently? Like, what is the biggest issue right now?
I mean,
the
our
punks.
status.
I mean, that's certainly like the big meta thing, right? And as you mentioned, the revenge against Loveless and Mugland. But like
The
where
most
we are in the
immediate thing?
yeah, the most immediate thing.
The Powderkeg Punks, like
Yeah.
trying to figure out what the fuck, man. You know,
Yeah, we
like
gotta go to the Longhorn Lounge. That's what it is. Because we got that flyer that says it's a flyer for the Longhorn Lounge, a club for rodeo champions. The words
Fucking right.
"Last bell before sundown" are scribbled on the back of the flyer. So it's like we got to get there for the last bell. We gotta saddle up, cowboys. Rustle up some cattle. Kick some ass.
Yeah, certainly the Powderkeg Punks, they chased you guys through the city, and we're after Gattleby, and as we know, Gattleby was this alchemist who stabilized Pyronite, and everybody's after this game-changing potential weapon, and you might have presumed that initially that Mugland hired the Powderkeg Punks, but then you ran into the cleaners, and they were the ones that Mugland hired, which seemed to be a little bit more, how do I put this?
it wasn't
gently,
Mugland, was it?
Able-bodied. Well, it was Loveless.
Okay.
But they're
fair enough.
They're in
Okay,
cahoots.
yeah,
they
they're
are
in cahoots.
cahooties.
Well, it's just
So
it
then-
seems
then
like
who
there's
hired
sorry.
the punks? So who hired the punks? And as
Exactly.
Dustin alluded to, you have these two leads that you can work on. One, the flyer for Longhorn Lounge, and the other one is an order form for some alchemical reagents. But what were you going to say, Heath?
Well, I was just gonna say, regardless of who hired them, right? Like the problem, especially when we had Gattleby with us in the party, is that whoever their allegiances may be to, temporary as they probably are, there's a feeding frenzy for this what is essentially new terrorist technology. The stabilized Pyronite. Like, you're not planning on doing anything good with that. Like, this is like gang warfare upgrades,
Right. And then, of course, there's the issue that's more personal for you, Heath, and for George is, your history with the Powderkeg Punks,
Indeed.
And so I guess, like, with that, we'll kind of, go ahead, Emily.
Do we know about? Would Jules have any idea of that connection?
No.
Okay.
Not really, no.
But, other than what you've overheard them shouting to each other, like, George said, go talk to your boss, and, like, our boss was the one that hired, and so, like, that he knows them, but what context and what capacity, you don't. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get into the game. So, you guys were... Here, let me do this. Okay, you guys made it back to the Barrel and Bullet and delivered Gattleby. Got your payout for doing that. And then I imagine you filled Dunsmith in with everything that you knew up to that point, right?
For sure.
And, she tells you that she's not really that surprised to hear about the clear water cleaners. She mentions, she's like, Dewey, he always was a wild card with a chip on his shoulder. Only makes sense he'd work for Loveless, but the Powderkeg Punks? Huh. Even Muglin's not desperate enough to work with that lot. And those fire starters soon blow themselves up to smithereens and work for the shield marshals. That leaves us with quite a quandary.
So we have
Exactly hired these rascals.
we have a
She
third
strokes her
player
chin.
in town.
Yeah, indeed. She strokes her chin as she thinks aloud. I suppose they could have come after the formula for the Pyre Knight themselves. I mean, they do like blowing things up, but I don't know. This seems like too big a play for them to make on their own. Too organized. And too
agree.
intentional as well, yeah. I was going to say, especially with lacking certain individuals in their organization. Punks usually focus on just casual arson and snorting gunpowder. After a moment, she slams her fist on the table. Damn it, okay. Looks like I need to hire you one more time. Big payout, no holds barred. She shakes her head and continues. I need you to track down the punks and see who prodded them to go after Gattleby. Find out who hired them and why. Get to the bottom of it and stop them. There's a purse of gold in it for each of you. Ask around town and you might be able to find something out before you get too deep off in your investigation. But I'd say get after it.
Oh, I'll find something out. Don't you worry about that.
She kind of winks at you. I'm sure you will, George.
So, real quick, the whole without certain persons in their organization comment, is that directed at George?
What do you think?
I mean, like, I'm in the room with her. Did she look at him? Did she glance?
She's looking at all of you as she was talking.
Okay. Okay.
Would you like to roll a perception
I
check?
would love that, Adam. Thank you so much.
Maybe a sense motive.
Well, that's under perception in this game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was this supposed to be blind?
It doesn't matter.
18.
Yeah, you noticed a little eye wiggle towards George's direction as she said that.
Which could mean anything.
Yeah, I'm just okay.
It's just a random eye twitch, you know.
Yeah.
I think at that moment, like Amir kind of steps up and he pulls like some of the crumpled order form and the flyer, out of his bag, and he like slams it on the table, the crumpled order form, and says, "This note, it doesn't give much information, but there is a corvid in flight with one vial grasped in each talon. Do you recognize this insignia?"
Actually, why don't you yourself go ahead and roll that city lore?
Oh, maybe I already know.
And I'm going to give you, tell you what, I'm going to lower the DC because you are an alchemist who also had a shop in this town.
Okay. Might not even need to ask that question. Let's see. That is a 15.
Well, that hits it exactly, my friend.
Nice.
Yeah, you recognize that insignia as the logo for Rika's Reagents. That's RYKA.
RYKA. Gotcha.
Dunsmith says, look, I got a bunch to do to tend the bar, and I got other irons in the fire. I'm sure you guys will figure all this out. I have faith in you. I mean, there is money on the line. You guys are welcome to stay here. Continue to make this your base. But I got work to do. So holler at me when you figure it out.
Wait.
Yeah. All right. What?
Pookie was wondering. You said a purse of coins. How big is this purse?
1 moment. How's 70 gold a piece sound?
That sounds great.
Don't instantly
that's
agree.
the price.
Sorry, I'm a little, pockets of light.
How
after
does
this.
70 gold a piece and continual free room and board sound?
Done.
Nice.
Done. Yeah.
Considering our situation, that sounds perfect.
I can sleep at this base of operation for free.
For free.
For free. So she goes off to tend to the bar, and you guys can kind of talk amongst yourselves about your clues. Obviously, you have some downtime here, so you can spend a day gathering information if you want. You can ask questions of each other. The floor is yours.
Okay. So, team, this flyer says last bell before sundown. Does that mean this sundown?
Is there on the flyer, was there not a date or something? Okay.
No.
I think this takes precedence. We need to check this out. We need to scout it. I
would
think I know
say
one.
that you guys could probably presume that you might have missed whatever this meeting was.
gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, I mean,
Okay.
because you got this off the bodies of the Powderkeg Punks that chased you through the town. And then you spent the night at the Yeast of All Brewery,
Oh.
you know, like...
It's been a minute.
And there's just nothing other specific than that, you know.
All right, I did not say that.
Belay
Never
that.
happened.
Belay
It
that.
never happened.
So this insignia, do you know where this place might be?
Yes, I do know where this place is. It's Rega's Reagents. I am marginally acquainted with the place. I've never met the proprietor herself, but or himself, I don't know. But I know where it is.
What do we know about the insignia? Nothing other than that? Or did I
Yeah, you
miss
just know
something?
that this is a order form that came from Rika's Reagents. I mean, there's
That's
nothing...
just Rika's logo.
But the symbol is like, yeah, the reagent
That's her
shop's
logo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like
All
a
right.
secret, you know.
That's a good question.
There's
Yeah.
a secret organization, you know,
Uh-huh.
All right. Order of Secret Alchemists.
yeah, determined to steal the Declaration of Alkenstar Independence.
Can I ask for the description of the flyer one more time? I'm having a brain fart here.
It's just a Longhorn... It's just a flyer for the lounge,
Okay.
which is a club for rodeo champions.
Okay.
Did you mean the
know,
crumpled
like-
order form with the insignia?
No, that's the
Rika's reagents.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically what you have here is 2 locations and a gather information option. You know, you guys can do that how you want. You know, Phoebe suggested that you ask about the bar first just to potentially gain
mean,
information.
That sounds
on
like
some
the
of
more
these-
fun option.
But yeah, I mean, as far as the 2 pieces of paper, you guys know everything there is to know about that. Like, they're basically just, hey, these locations are starting points for an investigation.
gosh.
Okay. I just kept assuming there was something to decode, you know?
Right. Yeah, like, it's like as mundane as it gets. It's
Okay.
like a flyer with that. Now, there's that message that was scribbled on it last bell. You know that some sort of meeting happened at
Right.
the Longhorn Lounge. But you don't know any time or anything outside of that. And then the other is just a regular old mundane order form.
Yeah, I mean, so it sounds like we just need to put our nose to the grindstone and go check these places out.
I agree, George. But that's a talk for tomorrow morning. How about we get a couple drinks?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, Jules?
We get a couple drinks. We maybe talk to the bar folk, see if they know anything about this reagents place or this Longhorns. I just really want to get a drink. Let's do that.
Excellent. Nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you guys can get a drink. And what I'd like you to do before we start role playing that is each of you roll a diplomacy check.
Oh boy,
And then that will kind of influence how this will go.
is that gonna be blind or?
Yes, blind, please.
All right.
Wait, this is at the Barrel and Bullet? Mm-hmm. Okay, I just making sure I didn't miss a flash forward that we go to there, since one of the locations is a bar. I was like, we're not there yet. Okay. Is this blind? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
I rolled a question mark.
You did.
Me too.
Oh my god, this is crazy. Me too.
That's-
3 in a row!
Okay. So yeah, you guys go out of the bar. Now, do you guys stick together, or are you guys gonna once you get into the bar, what are you gonna do with your time in the bar this evening?
Well, first things first, as we approach, as we come down the stairs, I guess, or come up the stairs, I don't know where our base is. Just what does the room look like? Is it a packed night? Is anybody entertaining?
Night. There's not the stage is empty.
Okay.
Not for long.
Yeah. Amir kind of just nudges us with the elbow,
Let me get a couple of them first. Liquid courage. So I guess kind of on Emily's level here, we don't really know anybody here except for Phoebe, right?
Right, but okay, this is a thing that happens in a lot of role-playing games, right? You go to a tavern, you search for rumors. Mm-hmm. You don't really know anybody here, but you're also, it's a bar, it's a social scene. So there's card games going on at tables. There's people telling stories. You can, if you want to eavesdrop on a rowdy table, you can. If you want to talk to each other, you can. You can approach this in any way, and your roles will tell me how I'm going to react to whatever you choose
I got
to
you.
do.
I was just kind of torn between okay, to what degree is this information gathering, and to what degree is this Dustin's wanting to role play with us?
Yes.
Right? That's where I was confused, I guess. But no, I think George, this is kind of his bread and butter, right? He is a musician. He's pretty comfortable in bars, so he'd go get some drinks and, probably get around for the crew and maybe do a toast with them, whatever, and then he'd split off and go and kind of flirt with the bartender. I think eventually what I'd like to do is find if there's any kind of card table or gambling. That's what he would want to get into for a little bit.
All right, Emily. What about Jules? What's she gonna do?
Jules is probably going to go to the bar and just kind of sit, have a drink, and listen. She may sit there for a little bit, and then she may kind of wander around. Basically, just kind of trying to sort of, not stealthily necessarily, but as incognito, or I guess as inconspicuously as a red-skinned, lava-haired person can be in a room full of people. Mm-hmm. She just wants to kind of listen around to see if there's if anybody's either really drunk and very mouthy that she could easily conversate with and maybe get some fun info out of, or if there's anybody that necessarily looks like they are in rodeo specific gear, or talking about that kind of conversation.
Got it. All right, Dustin. What about Amir?
Let's see. To preface it, I would like to make sure that I'm disguised with the hat of disguise. Mm-hmm. And I'm picturing myself looking like just the average. You see him on the street and you don't remember him, kind of blue-collar Joe,
So like a George Strait stagehand.
Exactly, a George Strait stagehand, and I have a newsboy cap on,
Oh, got it. All right.
And then what I want to do is just
I'm
be
the lighting director for George Strait.
Yeah, exactly. Just be just shout out to the bar, Mm-hmm. Let's see. It's payday! It's payday time! Woo! One drink's on me for everybody who can hear this! One drink of the shittiest swill that you can buy! One drink! Come and get it!
Oh my
all right.
How much money do you have?
Well, hopefully it's silvers, it's shittiest thing you can buy.
Well, we're about, you did say the shittiest.
It could be
all
a
right.
copper piece, so,
And John, what about Amir?
You mean Oz?
So I'm sitting here
That was a
thinking
test.
about
Good job.
I know. I've been watching John just sitting here with his face in his hands, trying to figure out what he's going to do.
Well, I'm thinking in the terms of he is a Vishkanya that is pretty much you can't just sit there and hover over somebody And like a lot of people have their own opinions on Vishkanya, you know, and people are going to be a little bit more tight-lipped, you know, or they're going to be, on the other hand, drunk and be more of an asshole, you know.
Right.
So I mean, like, I don't want to just piggyback on what Jules is doing, but that's kind of
Hell, why not?
what
Double
feels
down,
like
baby.
that's what he would be doing, because that's logic would.
There's nothing wrong with the two of you sitting together.
Yeah.
You know, that makes doing the scene a lot easier. So we don't have to do
Yeah. That's
And I feel like
true.
I'm
Amir overthinking it, but like you know,
I think that makes sense. That tracks.
I would think that the context of that makes sense. Yeah.
Are you amenable to Amir just kind of feeding you drinks? You know?
No, that's unheard of. No. Jules would hate that.
Yeah, I don't think he would like. Yeah, I think he'd be too. I don't want to say he's too polite, but he definitely is not going to say no.
Oh, Jules is going to take whatever you give her.
Just be like, looks like you need a little freshen up. Here you go. You know, it's in front of you. You're going to not drink it?
No.
So
Being polite.
let's see. The Smoke Side Sour, which you guys are a couple of you are intimately familiar with.
Yeah.
Is 2 copper piece each. So you know, let's say there's 20 people in the bar. That's going to cost you 4 silver.
Oh, no
to buy
problem. No problem.
Everybody a Smoke Side Sour.
That's much better than I thought it was going to be.
If anybody wants a flaming whiskey, that's 7 copper, you know, but you have to buy that on your own. Let's start this off with George. All right, so George, you're gonna go. You're gonna go. You said you want to go gamble.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is not an official game. You know, this is not a gambling house, right? So
No, it's just some folks
You
playing
just see a table. Yeah, just kind of like playing Go Fish. You know, like it's not a great game, you know. But you see chips on the
Are
table.
they gambling on Go Fish?
Hell yes.
They're gambling on Go Fish. And there is a seat open at the table. So talk to me how you approach them.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of, swaggers up, intentionally kind of trying to look a little pompous, right? Like, intentionally trying to make it to where not that they'll dislike him, but it's like, oh, this dude, I can get some money off of him, right? And so just swaggers up and is like, you fellas mind if I have a seat here? What are you playing?
We're playing the coolest new game to ever be invented in Alkenstar. It's called, you ready? Tell him, Bobby. Tell him what it's called. No, you tell him. All right, I'll tell him. It's called Go Fish. All right? Have you ever heard of it?
Nope. Never in life.
You're selling it.
I'm more of a Alkenstar hero man myself.
Yeah, they play that all the time at the Hotfoot Hippodrome, but that's like too complex, I think. And Bobby,
nothing wrong with the simple things.
or no, not Bobby.
Ricky
Says, yeah, Ricky leans over to Bobby and says, I mean, I like Go Fishing and all, but the reason you like it is because you find Alkenstar Hero too complicated for your brains. Well, I mean, I only got one brain, Ricky, so I don't have plural brains. And yeah, I know what plural means. It means more than one. And I only got one. Anyways, Go Fish is cool because it's simple but fun. All right, here's how it works.
I can respect that.
I got some cards in my hand. You got some cards in your hand. You're trying to like match types, right? You following? You got? I mean,
I'm
this
with
isn't
you.
too
I'm with
complicated.
you.
All right. So you'll say,
I'm a
like,
simple man, but not that.
do you have any wands? Like you ain't got any four? You got any fours? You know, and then if you got some fours, you got to give me your fours.
Just give them away?
Yeah,
I love
you got to
this.
give them to me.
It's an outrage. I can't possibly believe you would.
Well, here's the other side of that coin. What's your name?
I'm George.
George,
nice to meet you.
I'm Bobby, and this is Ricky. Hi, that's Bobby, and I'm Ricky.
Bobby.
The other side of that coin is if you don't have any fours, you get to say, "Go fish!"
What a delight. Just a joy. I love this game already.
Right.
I sauntered over hoping for a nice game of Alkenstar Hero. This is going to beat the pants off of that.
And if you say "go fish," that means to draw. And the idea is that if you get pairs and stuff, you take them out of your hand and you put them down on the table there, and you're trying to get rid of the cards in your hand. So it's no cards. Opposite of plurals.
Damn it.
Opposite of plurals.
I can't do it. Oh, that's great.
Where did this wondrous game come from? It's like it appeared out of thin air. You guys been hoarding this secretive game here at the Bullet and Barrel?
No. I mean, we all right, look. We met some folks out of John Murray. All right? They came on their merchant route or whatever, and they was playing it. And I was saying over to Ricky, they don't ever let us play over at the Hippodrome.
I love
We need
this.
a game that we can play.
I just love this because George is fucking from Jalmaray.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just imagining it's like Go Fish is a children's game. In
Yeah.
Jalmaray,
Yeah.
you know, like.
Absolutely.
You've totally heard of Go Fish before. It totally is
Right,
a children's
right.
game, right? But yeah, anyways, who needs the Hippodrome? It's filled with all them damn Powderkeg Punks anyways. It's a shit show.
Oh, is it? I used to go by there on occasion. I'm a musician, you see.
Well, you should go over there because I heard the music's good over there. But it's too many brawls, and it just gets too rough for my taste. And I don't understand the games that they play.
Yeah, that's a tough one for sure.
But you're a musician. What kind of stuff you do? You know any George Strait?
I do quite a handful of George Strait songs.
I think that's George Strait's lighting director over there. You should talk to him. Maybe he can light up your show and make it cooler.
Maybe I will. But I mean, so you said there's a lot of Powderkeg Punks. What is that?
No, it's Powderkeg Punks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the word is, and he looks around. Those soot-lipped assholes are the ones that actually run that place.
Oh, really?
Ricky, quit it. You're gonna get us in trouble again.
Well, I wouldn't want to get you in trouble. I was just curious. Like I said, I've been there a couple of times and performed. I never really, I guess I never saw anybody that fits that description. But maybe, crowds change over time. Maybe they kind of came in and really left an impression. And
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, look, we just don't like fighting. All right, we just don't like fighting. We're pacifists over here.
I love the redneck pacifist.
Pacifist.
That's great.
Pass the fist right by my face.
No fists involved.
No,
Pass
that's
on them fists. I don't want
zero
them.
fists.
That makes so much sense. I feel like that's how it should be in real life.
Yes.
Pacifists.
Well, anyways, look, George, you want us to deal you in? But we'll deal you in.
Okay.
All right, but you said you was a musician, and there ain't nothing happening on that stage, and I think you could get up there and maybe show out a little bit.
Well, you see,
Get your
that
new
was.
lighting director.
See, I get impressed that new lighting director.
Yeah.
No, you see, that was my plan. I just got here, and I wanted to meet a couple of nice people. I gotta say, I'm a sucker. It's one of my vices. I just love to throw some cards here and there. So I figured I'd have a seat, meet you, find people, play a couple hands, get a couple drinks, get some liquid courage going, and then I'll end up on the stage. I promise.
You take any requests?
If I know it, then yeah.
Well, all right. Do you know the clams of Alkenstar?
the Clams of Alkenstar, a classic. It's kind of a sea shanty type
A little
song,
bit,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. No, that I know that one.
Can I sing harmonies with you?
From down here, you certainly can.
Ricky is like behind. No, Ricky is like behind Bobby. Like
Don't do it, don't let him.
Don't do it. Don't
You,
let him do
look, you belt it out down here at the table. I need somebody that I know down here to make sure that the crazy groupies don't just pop
Right,
up on
because
the stage.
I mean,
you know?
any good sea shanty is only as good as the crowd participation. You're
That's
right. You're
right.
right. I'll get them going down here. Here's your hand, George.
Thank you. I like you guys. It was nice to meet you. Thanks for dealing me in.
Okay, so the bit of information that you
Wonderful.
garnered from that was that the Powderkeg Punks run the Hotfoot Hippodrome, which you probably already knew, but whatever. That's the deal. All right. Let's go over to Jules and Oz at the bar. Okay. First question, the most important question. Fire whiskey?
Yeah.
What about
Yeah,
you, Oz?
peer
You gonna try it
pressure.
again?
Peer pressure.
Yeah, Jules does. She was like, "Hey, can we get a fire whiskey?" And she kind of like looks to you and gives you kind of a little nod, like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And from across the room, George is like, "In a sippy cup."
And if he could squint at you, he would.
If I had eyelids, I would be.
But you
Yeah, if he had
He
eyelids,
squishes
would.
down his eyebrows real
brows
hard.
is
Right.
All right, so that'll be 7 copper apiece. Make sure you take that off your sheets,
All right.
and then
all right.
each of you roll a d6.
Okay.
And so they pour up the whiskey, and the bartender like rings the bell and says, "All right, fire whiskey's happening. Everybody, take a look."
And what is the thing? Yeah.
What we get here?
Osaze got a 5.
Oh, this is great. So you drink it, and as it goes down, it just like burns your mouth and throat. You know, like you feel it singeing down your esophagus, like the worst acid reflux ever.
Yeah.
And this is going to give you a -1 item penalty to all linguistic-based checks and DCs for an hour.
Oh, great.
You are unable to yell or sing for 8 hours. So,
Oh, okay. Shit. Oh, gosh. You know.
what did Jules get?
A 1. I think that's fine. I think that's
Yeah,
great.
no effect. The flames are harmless. So you just like slug it back, and you look over, and Oz is like,
Like almost grimacing. Yeah.
She just kind of slaps you on the back. She says, "Good job, kid." Most of the time when people, when you start to feel the thing, they'll spit it out like a bunch of pussies. But you're on top of it, kid. You're on top of it.
It's smooth.
He said, lyingly.
Lyingly.
Almost kind of like almost drool,
It's a little blood just creeping out the corner of your lip there. No.
now I need you guys
tasty.
to both. I need everybody who's having a drink, which I think is the whole crew,
Yep.
to roll a d20, because while you as players don't know this, your characters probably know that whenever you drink a mixed drink at the Barrel and Bullet, there is some random magical side effects that tend to lurk in all of the mixed drinks at the Barrel and Bullet.
Love that.
That's aggravating.
I was really worried you were going to say, because all the cups are lead, so...
Congratulations, you're poisoned.
All right, so Jules, what'd you get?
A 2?
A 2. No effect.
Emir rolled a 7.
No effect.
Nice.
9 for George.
No effect.
19.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, God damn it. Why all right with me? Why all right?
You're the kid. This is perfect.
As this drink goes down and burns you on the way down, you feel this roiling in your stomach, and like this as gas builds up, and then you just let out the most like satisfying belch. Like you can't help it. It's just like, "Bruh," and you regain 1d6 hit points that will count as temporary hit points if you're at full, which you are. So you have 6 temporary hit points for the next 8 hours.
Hell yeah.
That's way
There
better
you
than.
go.
That's way better than I thought he was going to say. You shit your pants.
No, dude.
It's a magical side effect.
It's some magic, I swear.
I think at that,
Yeah, that's
Amir's
what I'd
like,
say too.
Amir's like, a round of applause for Slither the Kid over there. Woo!
Yeah. Just completely vermilion. Just absolutely just blushed.
Well, at that, a couple young women come over to the bar, and they like you see one kind of giggling, pushing the other one forward, and this a pretty attractive young woman kind of sheepishly comes up to you, Oz, and it's like, so hi, my name is Blair. What is your name?
Hi, Blair. That's a very...
Oh, you have a raspy
name.
voice right now. I like that. Remember, you're all like,
Oh my God, goodbye.
I'm Slither the Kid. I'm only 17.
19, thank you.
Night.
yes. So hi, I'm Blair.
You said that.
Right.
Can I get you a
Jesus
drink?
Christ.
Charisma is through the roof.
Yeah, I tell you, he's not taking the drink well.
Right.
What did you say, John? To her?
I said that you already said that, but yeah, it looks like you need a drink. Which obviously she went up to the fucking bar.
She went up to you, homie.
She went up to you.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, she said, yes, I would love one.
And so he just kind of almost like looks over his shoulder over to Jules.
She's leaned back.
peacocking, just like, oh, look at this, and just kind of like, and so, what will you be drinking?
Well, I mean, I like rosé.
Rosé. Oh, so unique.
Damn it,
Yeah, man. I love it.
Blair drinking rosé.
Keep being cringe.
I want
It's
to be
wonderful.
clear that I myself, as Adam, do like rosé, but yes, this is great. So that's going to cost you a silver.
God.
Okay. Hold up. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend the first one, but I do want to roll a perception on this shit. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, sure.
Because
Sure.
I'm wondering if I'm trying to get fleeced out of just like, hey, this guy is over at the bar. Let's see if I can just get free drinks, right? So.
If only it were easy as a perception roll.
Yeah.
Right.
How would you know that though? From just one.
I have no eyelids. I can see everything. That's
That's right. Yes. Perfect.
I don't miss
said.
shit.
That's how that works.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But for real.
For real.
I mean, roll one. I don't know what you expect to get out of it, but
I
I'm
don't
not won't
either,
say you
but-
can't
I'm
roll
gonna see
it.
the
Sure.
shit out of this girl.
19. Come on. What can I get with that?
I feel so seen by you.
Yeah. My eyes are up here.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, anyways, look, that was pretty impressive, Belch, and I know that I'm not supposed to like that, but I really do. I think that's just so sexy and
You gonna get
Man.
roofied, motherfucker.
Right? Like seriously, this is
It's okay. Your
some
wing woman's got
strange
you.
customs going on here. Like Alkenstar is just really fucking hot to belch.
Yeah, no. Also, listen, I saw you come in with that older professor. I kind of heard about him. Was he cool or is he mean?
Ooh, it takes some time to grow, but he's okay. And it's like I think that's very unconvincingly he says that, you know.
Let's play the elevator music.
He shit his pants.
He rolled a natural 20.
That's right.
That was not a fart.
Yeah, that was instant. He's just like, oh god. He didn't even say anything. He just held up his finger and laughed. Yeah. That's a quick change right there. And
God
he's
for these
back.
tearaway pants.
Yeah, exactly. Have an accident, Adam?
Just a cat.
Okay. Wink.
I told him you
Wink.
shit your pants.
So okay.
So yeah, just recap just real quick. He says unconvincingly that he's all right, you know, but he's more so like wondering what she's getting at, why she's asking about this professor, you know, and because he's a little suspicious on the fact that, like, you know, he knows about the Pyronite, you know, this is the person who created it. So what gives? What gives?
Are you saying that to her?
No. This is out of character.
Hey, bitch, what gives?
What are you saying to her?
So, why the sudden interest?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's just like dangerous men. It's and like the girl behind her is rolling her eyes so hard, you know, like you know, just shaking her head at her friend here. But I'm nervous. I'm just trying to make some conversation, and I don't know. I kind of ramble on whenever I'm nervous. You're just cute, and I never seen nobody without any eyelids or eyebrows or anything, you know.
Oh my
Can Jules try and whisper something to Oz?
Sure.
Is there okay? She would kind of like hold her glass up in front of her mouth, but in a way so that like they basically wouldn't see her mouth moving, but he could, and she would compliment her outfit, kid.
Yeah.
Like, just try and keep her talking, give her something to say about herself.
That's a very fine garment that you're wearing, but where is that from Skyside? That looks like it's the most the recent fashion.
Oh, this old thing. Yeah, actually, thanks for noticing it.
It looks
It's
very
new.
good on you. You have a great body
really?
for it.
Excuse me. I'm just kidding. Thank you. I know I do.
I just love John playing this awkward situation because, like, even the compliment was like, "Oh, your fashion is so recent."
It goes good with your body.
Your clothes make your boobs look good.
And this is when we cast Keanu Reeves as Asaze. Well, okay, so look, can I tell you something about that old guy? You want to know something?
I have 2 ears.
Oh my gods, my brother's friend knows this girl who has a roommate who goes to school at Blythe College. They said they saw those punk people, they wear like pink, lighting things on fire and shooting bottles near an apothecary. They could have burned the entire place down, you know? I mean, I like a good fire every now and then, but that's dangerous.
No
So what are you doing later?
No way!
Do you have a room here?
And that's kind of
You're in, man. You're in.
Is it super
No, but
obvious that
I do have a room here. There you go.
Jules, you would know that she's like basically just throwing herself out, you know, and that there. I mean, and you rolled a 19 on the perception of Saze.
Yeah.
At this point, you're just in an awkward conversation. You know, like there doesn't seem to be any malicious intent here.
Okay.
But it's up to you what you're going to do.
Yeah, playing Osaze, I mean, like 19-year-old, why would he not? You know?
Because of all the red flags that I just gave you.
He doesn't see red flags. That's the thing. I'm telling you.
Snakes don't see in color.
I'm telling you. I mean, like, look, he is this fucking awkward 19-year-old who's just more bravado than really any kind of experience.
So she says, okay.
He's trying to fake his way through these conversations.
So she says, do you have a room here?
And yes, he would be about it. Yes.
And her friend's like, Blair, are you sure? She's like, shh. Do you?
Damn it! This is where I'm like, no, John, this is fucking red flag. God damn it, stop it! But I'm
answer the
curious to see
question,
where the
John.
fuck this
Jules
goes.
Jules
Yeah,
leans
I'm
into her
curious where the
last
fuck this
sip.
goes.
Her last sip, and she's like, "You only get one life, kid,"
Yeah.
and just like drains the rest of her drink.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, like, despite the red flags, yeah. I mean, like, he doesn't even need like Jules like to even like kind of give him courage on that. It's like, yeah, absolutely. You know, he's 19. Come on, he's gonna. You don't just pass that down when you're 19 and you're him. You know.
Yeah,
And you're
obviously,
him.
dude. What are you worried about? Like, you're a level 3 character, bro. If she tries to pull something, knock her out.
That's
right. That's right.
Totally.
I've got a racial-based question.
I'm playing this character dumb. You know.
Do
That's the thing.
Vishkanya smell with their tongue?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Interesting. That might have some kind of effect coming up.
Yeah, and we cut to black as Asante goes upstairs with Blair.
Oh shit!
And yeah, so the rumor that you got out of that one was that that they almost burnt down an apothecary near Blythier College, which aligns with where Rika's reagents would be. Okay.
Almost did not succeed.
Did not succeed,
Okay.
no. All right.
Did you guys know that snakes have 2 penises?
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
They're not the only animals.
Yeah.
But they got 2 of them things.
Oh,
That's
my God.
right.
Did you just look that shit up, dude?
No, I listened to the Hideous Laughter podcast.
Do you mean that you're packing 2 chonkers right now? You're packing
Double jump.
you're double chonks.
You have plural chonkers? You got a plural penis?
Plural penis.
You should invite her friend. Invite her friend up here. Good to go. You're ready.
Oh, God.
You're living the dream, homie.
Do they? Yeah, that's.
I feel like that would be kind of staircase logic, and he just wouldn't even think about that. You know, he'd just be like, "Oh my God, there's somebody here. They want me. Huh? Let's go upstairs." You know, just immediately, just like very much one track
Like a
mind.
19-year-old.
Yeah.
So the friend like sits next to you, Jules, says, "Well, I guess I'm gonna be here a while. You want a drink?"
Same, yeah. You
Jules
know what?
is like, "It won't be that long."
He's 19.
Yeah, it's,
Jesus. Yeah, no, Jules would get another drink for sure.
all right. We'll roll a d20.
Okay. I don't see how this could go poorly. As long as I don't shit my pants. 14.
Oh, that's the specific shit your pants.
Hey, don't shit your pants.
I don't know what to tell you.
Heightened awareness is gained from this. You get a +1 item bonus to perception for checks to seek for the next 8 hours.
Ooh, that's really good.
What is seeking entail? I need to look
When
that
you're
up.
trying to find somebody that's hidden.
Okay.
Ah, okay. Just to add on, just real quick on the
We said cut to black, John.
You've already
That's it,
got an
it's
extra
over.
penis. What else do you want to
That's
add
right.
on?
You scored, man.
Should be on top of the world.
Well, I mean, At the same
No, what you
time,
got,
though, it
John?
was something that I didn't think about was the Nishast equation. You know, so I think at part of him, he would probably be thinking like Nishast.
Like he gets up there and can't get it
You
up.
know?
Oh, no.
Because of Nishast.
He can't get one of them up.
The other one's
I'm sorry,
good to
it's
go.
It's gotta be a
that's what it
non-plural
is, yeah.
penis experience, Blair.
Oh, I love it.
He whispers quietly in your ear, 2 minutes in heaven's better than 1 minute in heaven.
God damn, dude.
Oh, fuck, dude. Oh,
Oh
man.
my God.
Brown
Amir.
chicken, brown cow. What's up?
What's up with you, bud? You're buying drinks for the bar?
I'm doing what a blue collared fellow does after
When he
getting off
just
a
got
hard
a
day
raise,
at work.
yeah.
He's
paid.
he's networking, he's communicating, he's just chatting about everything, but ever so slightly, just like in conversation, mentioning random things about Reika's, random things about the Longhorn Lounge, just to like drunk people just talk about any kind of like, oh, there's a keyword, I can talk about that
Yeah.
keyword, you know? So like I'm just mentioning the keywords to elicit a response while I'm like, if someone mentions something like about it's like specific information, I'll be like, oh, I just like slip another drink in front of them, you know, like just like get this man a drink, you know, get this man a drink, making new friends.
You have a lot of conversations throughout the evening, and you've kind of mentioned all these things. And at one point, when you bring up the Powderkeg Punks, and you've already kind of spoken about the Longhorn Lounge too, somebody says, "Those Powderkeg people, I heard they was trying to break into the Longhorn Lounge up on Skyside about a week ago. They brought some sort of monkey with clockwork limbs. The shield marshals forced them back to Smokeside, good riddance. But the thing is about Longhorn, I mean, I don't know what they was thinking. It's invite only. You have to be a rodeo champ or you have to be a member. I would love to go see that rodeo, though. Have you ever been, Mr. George Strait's lighting designer?
Well, I ain't never been, but it's been on my bucket list since I got
How
out
you
the
suppose
store.
you gonna get in?
Well, I know a few people. Maybe I can grease a few elbows, you know, get somebody, get me in. Get the back door.
Right? Well, who might you know? That, you know, because as far as I know, the only like real legal ways to get in is that you can get a standing member to bring you in as a guest, or you could like do the whole rodeo thing. But I don't know
man.
nobody, and I'm scared of bulls.
I ain't reckon I got time for no bull riding, but you know anybody that might give me an in?
I just said I ain't nobody.
You ain't know nobody?
Right? No, I don't know nobody. He don't know nobody either.
So you said you're
None of us
nobody
know
or ain't
nobody.
nobody?
All the nobodies know nobody.
Ain't not never been nobody.
I don't know what you saying, but you need another drink.
Let's have another drink.
These negatives are plural.
Plural negatives. Let's roll another d20.
Oh man. Oh boy. All right, that's a 4.
No effect.
All right.
You're just putting them down. Yeah, and so, you know, I think around this time, as you're having these conversations, George, you would at this point make your way to the stage, and I want to, you know, we're getting close to the end of the episode here, so I want you to tell me what your performance is going to be like, and how are you going to play us out?
Yeah,
this
no,
week?
absolutely. I mean, like, this was something I thought about a couple minutes ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm wanted. Like, I probably don't need to advertise my stage name to 100 drunk people at a bar. So I think whereas normally he would get up and like kind of make an announcement and be like, I'm John Ray George, and kind of get everybody excited. I think he, like, no introduction, no preamble or anything. He just like gets up there and just immediately starts playing some like honky tonk, you know, like rowdy. And I even wrote some lyrics.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
So he gets up there and he starts. I think he does the Shawn Michaels. Like he gets up there and to get everybody's attention without saying anything, no music at all. He starts stomping, just bump, 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 right, and then starts pulling in the fiddle, right, and it gets he starts getting faster and faster with it, and then he has a good projecting voice and starts singing. The storm, it's a brewing, the magic's undoing. The wizard's peace of mind, it's a hell of a time. It's the man of waste boogie. Oh yeah, it's the man of waste boogie.
I love it. Hell yes.
Insert 6 more verses here.
I love it.
That's great. So the Man of Waste
fucking
Boogie.
love that.
Add it to your repertoire, dude.
Yep.
I love it. All right. Well, with that, you guys have gained some information that might help you out as your investigation. And we'll find out what that does next time. So we'll see you.
We'll see you.
See ya.
Later.